Western Laos, a remote and wild land of rugged mountains, cut by the winding path of one of the world's most fabled rivers. As I sit here writing these words, the scenery grabs hold of my attention. The lush, jagged landscapes provide a welcome respite from the paranoid thoughts I've been having since I smoked that Laotian grass a couple of hours ago. It's a long, dreamy journey on the slow boat into Laos. Is that an elephant on the shoreline? Nope, that's a bush. Wait, no! Yeah, no, that's a bush. Staring at the jungles for hours on end, one tends to wonder what hides within. The river seems to run on endlessly, and I wouldn't have it any other way. We're floating down the Mekong toward the Luang Prabang. Laos is a landlocked country, squished between Thailand, Cambodia, Vietnam, China, and Myanmar. After leaving Chiang Mai, we had traveled up through Chiang Rai to Hua Hai on the Lao border, and then boarded an old wooden boat for our 2-day journey down the Mekong. Our destination, the ancient Buddhist city of Luang Prabang. But we're in no rush to arrive. This boat is super fun. We race the other slow boats down the Mekong at breakneck speeds of up to 15 miles per hour. The travelers you meet on a slow boat into Laos are a hardy and adventuresome breed. RJ here is spending the year in Chiang Mai, training in Muay Thai and teaching English to Thai children. For now, though, he's serenading us with his righteous, acoustical, indie rock vibes. If you want to listen to RJ's music, links are in the description below. Live concerts are a fun way to bring some much-needed energy to a long boat trip that might occasionally lend itself to those dreaded feelings of boredom, anxiety, and restlessness. For me, though, I'm savoring every moment of this journey, listening to the deep, epic, mystical music of Anugama as I watch the jungles of northwestern Laos roll by. I feel myself waking up from a lifelong dream of incessant distraction into this beautiful world, this beautiful, eternal, mysterious moment. As I settle into the rhythm of the Mekong River, I realize that this is one of the high points in my life. This is an experience I will not soon forget. As we approach Luang Prabang on the evening of the second day, the landscapes become more and more dramatic, and signs of civilization begin to emerge. Kids play soccer on the banks of the Mekong in the waning light of Laotian dusk. It seems like the ancient Buddhists chose the most epically beautiful area of Laos as the site of their temple city, Luang Prabang. Perhaps I'm not the only one who finds a blissful awe and a sense of spiritual fulfillment by gazing at the transcendent beauty of the natural world. That's the Mekong River, past those restaurants there. This is our little mansion. Nobody else is staying in this building right now. Thank you. That's a nice bathroom. Okay, carry on. This is the best part. You can see the Mekong River out the window. It's a little dark right now, but those are restaurants and that's where all the people walk. After a long 2-day boat trip down the Mekong, it's nice to just kick back and watch some authentic Lao TV before falling asleep in Luang Prabang. I'm Kevin Ellerton. I meditate, I travel, and I wonder, what the is going on?
Paths up the mountain.
Breakfast on the banks of the Mekong is eerily beautiful. The mists rise off the river every morning, shrouding the mountains in veils of cloud. Mornings are peaceful and quiet on this beautiful riverside street. 1 million kip. It feels good to be a millionaire, especially with such delicious foods around. Luang Prabang is a foodie's paradise. I never heard much about Lao food before I came here, but I will never forget it. The French and Asian fusion feels authentic and modern, simple and luxurious, Eastern and Western, all at the same time. In the center of Luang Prabang stands Mount Pusi, a hillock with a functioning Buddhist temple on top. I climbed it in the hopes of finding a monk to talk to about awakening or enlightenment. All I found was a horde of tourists and some unbelievably spectacular views of Luang Prabang and the surrounding area. The boats in the harbor are so much fun to watch. It's not hard to find monks in Luang Prabang, but English-speaking monks is another story. After days of searching, we heard from multiple sources that the best English-speaking native meditation teacher in Luang Prabang is an ex-monk named Nut. So we set out to find him. And finding him was not easy. There are so many temples in Luang Prabang. So many. But eventually we found him in a temple that was like literally 2 minutes walk from where we were staying. I'm here with Nut. He used to be a monk here.
First I have to say that different people define meditation in a different way, but in my opinion, meditation is all about awareness and concentration. For example, let's say if you close your eyes, sit down and meditate, there will be lots of thoughts coming to your mind. Don't follow your thought. Even if you follow your thought, you have to know how to bring it back. So you have to realize that, okay, right now I'm sitting here, maybe focus on breathing, this kind of thing, and that works perfectly for me.
The main point of meditation, like in this tradition, is to develop the awareness and the concentration.
Exactly.
Awareness of what exactly?
You know, when you do meditation, like or not, your minds will always have something, you know, come through.
So the awareness is almost becoming more aware of your mind.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
What about your body? Do you concentrate on your body?
When I do meditation, I not necessarily concentrate on my body, because I can sit down like any posture, and that's fine for me. It doesn't have to be like a sit cross-legged or whatever, but the main focus on for me is the mind and the thought. Sometimes when I meditate, like I open my mind and then I kind of have a thought, like think maybe, you know, my thought is in America or in somewhere else.
Yeah.
And then, oh, that's too far, you know. And then I need to find a way to bring it back. Like, I mostly like focus on breathing, like exhales and inhales, or I count number 1, number 2, and that keeps me calm and concentration. So every temple we have a master or abbot who, you know, lead us to this process. So we first start by chanting, and then after the chanting, we did meditation. Like first we start by 10 minutes, and then 20 and 30 minutes. And the longest time that I can do is like 40 minutes, not an hour. It's too long for me.
What happens after 40 minutes for you?
You know, my body is very, you know, I have problem with my my knee and also my waist, something like
Your
that.
hips, yeah.
Yeah. So I always change my position. Like sometimes I sit like this, sometimes I cross legs, sometimes I just, you know, kneel down. But you know, when you change your positions quite often, it's also hard for your mind as well to, you know, to focus on, to concentrate.
Are you supposed to keep yourself still, or are you allowed to move around your body?
The old technique is we supposed to keep our body still, but right now, since different people find the meditation works in different way, so people kind of no matter how you know, you manage your position of your body, as long as you keep on your mind focused on, you know, those things, that's fine.
Keep your mind focused on the awareness?
Yeah, awareness and concentration on of what you're doing in the present moment.
What you're doing in the present moment. Yeah. It's very cool to see, you know, different kinds of meditations around the world, very similar, you know, that they all kind of focus on awareness in the present moment.
Yeah. You know, everyday life, we have so many problems. Like in 1 minute, like thousands of thoughts can rush your mind. And if you just keep on living with those problems without stopping and without do meditation, at some point I think you will, you know, get frustrated and maybe angry. Meditation is to relax, keep calm, concentrate on your thoughts again, and that's the main point.
Being able to be calm in this moment, not to get angry and frustrated.
Right. Yeah, that's the main focus. But one of the things that why we do the meditation is to, how can I say, to make yourself again, I forgot the word.
To make yourself, is it,
how can I say, to make yourself like
aware, awake?
Awake,
To wake up.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, like the Buddha, right?
Yeah,
Buddha
yeah.
means awakened one.
Yeah.
What does that mean, to be awake?
In terms of Theravada Buddhism, to awaken is to realize, to be careful, to be aware of the problems you will have come across in your life.
So awakening is to become more aware?
Yeah.
To become more aware of your mind?
Either mind or behavior or whatever. Everything starts from the thought first, right? From the thought, and then we do the action. So if we start to aware in the first place, things will, you know, let's say if you do your job, if you're doing it good since the first place, you won't have much problem for the next level. Or
What do you mean by next level?
let's say you set up the goal, you're gonna talk to somebody, and then you probably like have some problem in your mind, like maybe some frustrating whatever. If you're not aware of it, a little problem can be to the huge and big problem. That's some kind of awareness that That's actually the purpose of doing meditation and awaken.
To awaken so that we can live our lives better.
Yeah, but it doesn't always work in that way. I honestly say that because myself, sometimes I have big problem with this kind of thing, even though I lived as a monk and doing meditation for many years. So
There's always challenges.
Yeah, always challenges.
What you were saying is very interesting to me about waking up to live our lives better. We wake up to be more aware of our thoughts and our bodies and what we're doing, you know, our actions,
Right.
and how our actions lead to consequences. And it's a very worldly idea, like it brings it into this life, you know? Some people talk about awakening as something almost like out of this world. People use the word God, or people use the word like shunyata, like nothingness, or everything. In your experience, is there a focus on that as part of awakening, or is awakening just awakening into this life, into this mind, into this behaviors?
We mostly focus on present moment, like I said before. So we truly believe that there is next life, next purpose. Like we also believe in reincarnation. Behave properly, and when you pass away, you will go to heaven, or when you reincarnate, for the next life, you will be in good shape, or to be born in a rich family. So, but yeah, like I said before, mostly it's all about this life, present moment. So if you do good here, it will be good in the future. If you do it good now, the next life, it will be good. That's what we believe.
So there's no real talk. People don't really talk about the nothingness and everything, and oneness.
Well, we do talk about that, but in order to reach that point or that level, there's so many steps to get through. Like this life, you're doing good things in this level, and the next life, what else you're gonna do? Thousands of times that you'll have a chance to reincarnate. Like you can be animal or human or God, whatever.
Yeah.
And then until you will reach the emptiness, like Buddha, nirvana. There are lots of things to get through to that point.
It sounds like what you're saying is that there's like you can be awake, but also not have reached nirvana yet. Is that about right? Like that you can be awake now and be awake with aware of your thoughts and your behaviors, but then nirvana is a whole other level that comes after a lot of work.
Right.
What's the difference between these things? Awakening, enlightenment, nirvana?
Nirvana and enlightenment are almost the same, but awakening is different. Awakening, that means you don't have to be you don't have to reach nirvana. Awakening can happen to all of us. Like me or you as human person can have that thought as well. So like we talked before, awakening is to realize, to aware, to behave properly, and all human beings have this part. But to reach enlightenment, and then the next level is nirvana, that's different story.
Could you give me an idea of what enlightenment and nirvana are in your tradition?
Yeah. In our Theravada Buddhism, enlightenment means you free from suffering, free from any kinds of thought. You're free from any kinds of needs. So you can live with very simple and happy and focused on inner peace. That's the enlightenment. And then when you reach nirvana, that means, okay, I no longer need anything at all. So next life, I'll be free. So no reincarnation, just emptiness.
To Nut, awakening, enlightenment, and nirvana are three different things. Awakening is the same waking up into the present moment that we've discussed with other teachers. Enlightenment and nirvana, on the other hand, are a different story. In Nut's tradition, enlightenment means one is completely free from suffering, and nirvana means that one has reached a stage of metaphysical emptiness and complete freedom from the material world. Is this just another way of saying the same things that we heard from other teachers in previous episodes? Or do different paths really lead to different peaks? Let me know what you think in the comments. And while you're doing that, Jovanna and I are going to explore the jungles around Luang Prabang. Quang Si Falls, just half an hour outside of Luang Prabang. Wow, seriously, the most beautiful waterfalls I have ever seen in my life. Raft ride to the source of the waterfall? $3. While immersed in the rugged beauty of northern Laos, we met an old gray-haired Lao man who told us about a Dharma center near the Lao capital of Vientiane. They're different from other Dharma centers. They use similar practices, but have a different understanding of awakening. So of course, that was more than enough to pique my interest. We booked bus tickets to Vientiane and set off toward the south on the following morning. And wow, what a beautiful road. What a bumpy, windy, beautiful road. Vientiane is a very different kind of place from Luang Prabang. Homeless families keep warm by lighting fires on the street and gratefully receive small tokens of support from passers-by. Nearby, grand palaces house the country's highest dignitaries. Bustling markets serve up traditional Laotian fare to hungry Vientianeites heading to work. The road from Vientiane to the Dharma Center is red and dusty, a far cry from the lush mountains of northern Laos. As we approach the Dharma Center, the skies are overcast, the wind is cold, and the landscapes have gone from lush green mountains to dry brown grasslands. When we get to the Dharma Center, we're not allowed to film. We're told we must stay here for 7 days before the awakened one will grace us with her presence. Starting to feel a little uneasy. We're here in the middle of nowhere in Laos. The tuk-tuk just dropped us off here and left, and there aren't any other cars on the road. So, the founder of this Dharma Center is the only awakened being in the world today. She was originally incarnated as Eve, you know, the one who gave the forbidden fruit to Adam in the Bible. But the cult leaders, Dharma teachers, insist that the Bible got her story wrong. She was originally from a galaxy far, far away. She was a mischievous spirit, and she flew hither and thither. One day she came to Earth. Her spirit boyfriend warned her not to approach the Earth, as she would get stuck here due to karmic forces. Being the mischievous spirit that she was, she came down to the Earth, and lo and behold, she got stuck here. Her spirit boyfriend came to rescue her, but he got stuck here too. A bunch of her friends tried to rescue her, and got stuck here as well. So, that's the story of the human race. Anyway, she is currently the only awakened being on Earth. Sounds like somebody I'd like to interview. But alas, she won't even come to the Dharma Center unless we prove ourselves to be loyal believers by staying here for 7 days and 7 nights. I'm considering it. They do have really nice meditation practices, and the people are all really nice. Jovanna, on the other hand, is a bit uneasy. That night, as we lay down to sleep on a thin yoga mat on a concrete floor, in a room full of mosquitoes, with unlockable doors, we start plotting our escape. We wake up before dawn and get the fuck out of there as fast as we possibly can. We catch a bus going south and just keep going and going, farther and farther south until the sun goes down. We arrived in Savanakhet late at night. and we're happy to find a beautiful room at Pilgrim's Inn Guest House with a fridge, couches, room service, and super comfy king-size bed for $20 US. The restaurant is modern and clean with an international menu and American sensibilities, a welcome change from our anxious experience at the cult compound. We hadn't expected much of Savanakhet. It was just a place to escape to that was far, far away from that scary cult, but we were pleasantly surprised. Savanakhet isn't on any of the popular tourist routes. It's a real Laotian city, filled with real Laotian people. The old French square in the center of the old city actually happened to be a really nice place. Food here is much cheaper than in Luang Prabang. Delicious, non-pretentious Lao food can be had for $1 or $2 per plate. Oh my god. Waffles made with Oreo crumb batter, with gummy bears and chocolate syrup and nuts and a bunch of other stuff that I don't remember, and coconut ice cream on the top for less than $2 US. While hanging out in Savanakhet after dark, we hear whispers of an ancient Hindu temple, older by far than Angkor Wat, only a few hours south of here, near the tiny hamlet of Champasak. The road between Savanakhet and Paksay, the two largest cities in southern Laos, is well worn. The road from Paksay to Champasak is a bit rougher. Champasak is not well known to tourists, who often skip right over it on their way to the 4,000 Islands and Don Det on the Lao-Cambodian border. Champasak is a beautiful place. The people here are friendly and jovial. The food is organic and locally grown, and the Mekong here is wide and clean. The road from Champasak to Wat Phu is even more remote. I get the feeling that what I'm seeing here is the real Laos. Or at least, this is the real southern Laos, the way that the tiny villages in the mountains between Luang Prabang and Vientiane were the real northern Laos. Maybe there's no such thing as the real Laos. Maybe everything is just as real as Oh look, it's Wat Phu. This is Wat Phu Champasak. It's been here since the 5th century AD. This was originally a Hindu temple in Laos. How did it get here? I don't know. Probably historians can tell you that. But now it's a Buddhist temple. This is older than Angkor Wat. Crazy. Built into the side of a mountain, Wat Phu is not for the faint of heart. There are a heck of a lot of stairs involved, and southern Laos is friggin' hot. At some point in history, the Buddhists took over this entire region, and all the Hindu temples became Buddhist temples. Today, Lao Buddhist worshippers bring offerings of incense to the Buddhas in the shrine at the top of the mountain. You can come through me. Hello, sabay. Hello. So beautiful. As we head back toward Champasak for the night, we catch a glimpse of our first deep red Cambodia-style sunset as the bright red sun falls behind the mountains of deep southern Laos. Watching the chickens play along the banks of the Mekong, I get the feeling that I'd like to be more of a vegetarian. I wonder how different things would look in the Western world if we lived in closer contact with our so-called food. As we wait for the bus outside of Champasak, a developmentally disabled Lao boy has fun running away with some of our luggage. We really don't mind. We're heading down to the chillest, most hippiest part of Laos, and we're already feeling its sedative and relaxing effects. Si Pan Don, literally 4,000 islands. The Mekong here is astoundingly wide, and thousands of tiny islands peek their grassy heads out above its shallow waters. A few miles to the south, the Mekong falls from Laos into Cambodia in one of Southeast Asia's most massive waterfalls. But we're not heading to the border just yet. We're heading toward that most mythic of Mekong islands, the backpacker mecca of Don Det. If the bloggers of the blogosphere are to be believed, Don Det is nothing but a bunch of lazy hippies in hammocks toking their days away overlooking the gently flowing Mekong. And really, when is the blogosphere not to be believed? Okay, back to work now. I don't want anyone accusing me of being a lazy hippie or anything. I gotta find some more gurus to talk to. Damn it, internet, work faster. I've got serious business to attend to. Man, what a view. What a lame, stupid view. I wish I had a corner office. I should have listened to all those people who told me to be realistic. I should have stayed in the corporate world. As we settle into Don Det, the island's magic begins to reveal itself. It's not the spectacular Mekong views. It's not the $6 a night riverside bungalows. It's not the world-class restaurants, bars, and cannabis cafes. The people here are the heart and soul of Don Det. And the animals. Everyone here seems relaxed and happy all the time. Wow. Talk about consciousness concentrated in the present moment. This buffalo has a longer attention span than I do. What would life be like if we could all just relax right here, right now, and just enjoy the stillness that underlies all motion? Like this water buffalo, just being present with life as it is, in this moment. At the end of a long and exhausting day of lying in a hammock and looking at buffaloes, it's nice to unwind in one of Don Det's famous cannabis cafes, where a month's supply of grass costs less than a box of donuts back home. You know what they say, a doobie a day keeps the doctor away. Mostly because it's hard to remember to make appointments, but also because it's good for you, like an apple. While strict Buddhists tend to abstain, I've always preferred the philosophy of the tantric yogis, the Amazonian shamans, the African medicine men, and the Native American tribes, who use psychedelic, literally mind-revealing, substances as a way of becoming more aware of one's own mind, and a way of coming into contact with the fundamental mystery of existence itself. Also, it just makes everything a little bit more awesome. Like boat rides down the Mekong. For now, after having taken 11 seriously relaxing days to finish that giant $6 bag of grass, we're finally ready to head down to the Cambodian border. We seem to have accidentally overstayed our Laos visa by a couple of days. Oh well, who can be bothered with silly mundanities in such a magical place as this? Join us next week as we explore the ancient temples and white sand beaches of the Kingdom of Cambodia. 2 wise gurus await us there to give us a powerful dose of yogic spirituality and spiritual awakening.